Mosul battle, Iraqi special forces enter city limits. Iraqi forces have for the first time entered the eastern outskirts of Mosul, as they attempt to drive Islamic State, militants from the northern city. Elite Counter-Terrorism Service troops seized control of the state television building in Kukjali hours after launching an assault on the area. But a BBC journalist embedded with them says they are facing fierce resistance. Units of the Army's 9th Division are meanwhile said to be bearing down on southeastern districts of the city. On Monday, Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi told the 3,000 to 5,000 militants believed to be inside Mosul, which they overran in June 2014, that there was no escape and to either surrender or die. Read more. Mosul battle unfolds in tweets. Death is near in Mosul, says a survivor. Battle for Mosul, the story so far. How is IS selling the battle for Mosul? About 50,000 Iraqi security forces personnel, Kurdish fighters, Sunni Arab tribesmen and Shia militiamen are involved in the 2-week-old offensive to drive IS militants out of their last major urban stronghold in the country. CTS units retook Bezwaya, the last village before Mosul's eastern outskirts, in a dawn assault on Monday and then advanced on the Kukjali industrial zone. They moved out again shortly before first light on Tuesday, this time with the aim of entering the adjoining Kukjali residential area, which is within the city limits. If the troops can establish a foothold inside Mosul, it will be a big day for Iraq and all the other countries involved in the fight against the jihadist group, our correspondent says. However, they are coming up against much more fierce resistance than he has seen in the past few days. The troops have responded to the rebounds per game, machine gun and sniper fire with heavy weapons, and also by calling in airstrikes by the US-led coalition against IS. A number of civilians have also approached them, some waving white flags. By noon, the troops were approaching the more built-up Karama district, Major Gen Sami al-Ardi of the CTS told the Associated Press news agency. In an attempt to slow the advance, militants had set up concrete blast walls to block the main road into Karama, and also planted bombs along it, he said. Later, as the state television building was retaken, CTS Commander Lieutenant General Abdul Wahab al-Saidi said most of Kukjali had been cleared. One resident of the neighboring Quds district told Reuters news agency, "We can see, IS, fighters firing towards the Iraqi forces and moving in cars between the alleys of the neighborhood." The Iraqi military also announced on Tuesday that the 9th Armored Division was approaching the southeastern districts of Sumer, Palestine, Yarimja, and Intazar, having recaptured the outlying villages of Alag, Tharawa, and Tubrakzura. As Mosul is encircled, UN officials have expressed concern for the safety of the 1.5 million civilians estimated to be living there. The Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights said on Tuesday that it had received fresh reports of mass killings and forced relocations carried out by IS. Militants were alleged to have killed 40 former soldiers from the Shura area south of Mosul and from villages surrounding the town of Hammam al-Alil, and then thrown their bodies into the river Tigris, spokeswoman Ravina Shamdasani said. IS also brought dozens of lorries and minibuses into Hammam al-Alil early on Monday in an attempt to forcibly transfer 25,000 to the city itself, she added. Many of the vehicles were prevented from moving by coalition military operations in the area. But some did reach Abu Saif, just outside Mosul's international airport. More than 17,900 people have fled Mosul since the offensive began. According to the UN's worst-case scenario, as many as 700,000 others could follow suit. Separately on Tuesday, Turkey began deploying tanks and other vehicles to its border with Iraq. A convoy was seen moving towards the Turkish town of Silopi, about 100 kilometers, 62 miles, northwest of Mosul. Defense Minister Fikri Isaac said Turkey was making preparations for all kinds of possibilities. Turkey is concerned about any strengthening of influence of the Kurdish PKK organization, which it regards as a terrorist group. It has also said it wants to protect Iraq's Turkmen community, ethnic Turks who reside in Iraq, Iran, and Syria.